Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Robert W. Vesperman Field here on the beautiful campus of Osceola High School. And we are here ready to start our spring sports season tonight with the girls' soccer home opener against the Hayward Hurricanes. And Kate Sherry and Madeline Sarasig have the girls up and ready to go. It looks like we have about 17 girls out this year, which, if you remember years gone by, that is a pretty good number because there's been times when our soccer teams have been pretty sparse, but a good year last year. Not as successful as the girls would have liked, of course, but they are definitely on the uh, improvement trail, and it was good to see last year. And we are ready to go here. Game time temperature is about 47 degrees. It'll drop down to about 38 by the end of the night. We're up here in the nice, warm, and dry press box, but down on the field, that breeze is going to be chilly for the girls as well as officials that are out there. So, be a good night for soccer, though. If you can't make it, we're glad that you're here with us. And we're ready to go here. And game time starts in about 23 minutes. So I'm guessing about 21 minutes or so that we will have the starting lineups, the national anthem, and then we will get ready to play soccer. I'm going to zoom in on the girls here a little bit. And again, if you remember, sorry about the reflections, to try to keep them to a minimum, but until the sun goes down, it's just something we're going to have to deal with. So thanks for watching, everybody. Also, just want to say a huge shout out to our sponsors. You'll be seeing their names going across the top. These are businesses that have graciously considered sponsoring the We Are Network and We Are Osceola in particular. We are so thankful for them. Also, want to say a huge shout out to the Osceola School District for all the help that they give us in helping us get the equipment set up and things like that. The sponsors help us with the finances. The school district helps us with all the other stuff that goes into putting this together. So thank you to Becky Stiles and the staff of the Osceola School District for all the help that you give us in putting on the events that we do. Of course, we've got baseball, softball coming up. I believe next week we have our first softball game. I'll have to double check on that. Then, of course, we'll have spring concerts coming up, and prom and graduation, of course, will be a big one. So, full slate of activities here coming up for the spring as we look at coming to the end of the 25-26 school year. Can you believe that? In fact, we were just noticing gown and cap pickup is, I believe, this week or next week. Just seems like we just got started with the school year, and the seniors are already looking at all of the first lasts as they get ready to wrap up their high school career here at Osceola High School. So a huge shout out to them. Also, just want to say a huge shout out to Art Ate. He's going to be retiring, and I think he may have started here when the school did, but I could be wrong on that. So great to going to be great to celebrate him as well when we do his last concert of the his career here anyway. So we're going to sign off. I'm going to stop blabbing, let you guys watch the warm-ups. And as I said, we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the national anthem and the starting lineups. And we'll talk to you again here in a bit. All right, the music has stopped. The captain's meeting is over. The girls are lining up for national anthem and starting lineups. Clock says we're still about 6 minutes away, but I think we're going to probably be getting going here very shortly. So I'm going to sign back off here for a few minutes and we'll be ready to go.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Robert W. Vesserman Field on the campus of Osceola High School for tonight's varsity matchup between the Hayward Hurricanes and your Osceola Chieftains. Osceola School District, Hayward School District, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Now please rise if able, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem. And now for tonight's starting lineups. Playing for the Hayward Hurricanes, junior number 1, Abby Beckerman. Junior number 2, Elsa Mackey. Junior number 3, Kelsey Crothers. Sophomore number 5, Juliana Lawrence. Junior number 10, Olivia Beckwith. Senior number 12, Maya McKay. Freshman number 16, Raina Von Arp. Junior number 17, Annie Hardacker. Sophomore number 19, Karina Toshner. Freshman 23, Annabella Beckerman. Sophomore number 88, Madden Middlesdorf Gatos. Their coaches are John Weber, Beth Metcalf, and Catherine Von Arp. Now now for your Osceola Chieftains. Starting, we have senior number 0, Aspen Jeske. Junior number 2. They are coached by Kate Sherry and Madeline Sauersig. Now your officials for tonight are Matthew Carey, David Clear, and Andrew McCutcheon. Now let's play soccer.
The national anthem and the starting lineups for tonight's contest. Girls are doing the customary opening handshake, and then they will be out here for the game coming up. Just a reminder, I'll have a timer going up there for the contest tonight, but that will not be the official timer because it doesn't always keep up with the official game clock. So it'll be mostly just a rough estimate. I'll try to keep that up as close as I can, though, for that. Both teams coming into this contest with a first game of the season, so they're the Hayward Hurricanes, their opener here at Osceola. Osceola's home opener. And it looks as though the Chieftains have won the toss and will start out here. And Chiefs will be going to the south goal to get things started here. And we are underway, the 26 soccer season for the girls underway here. Going out of bounds will be an Osceola throw in on the far side. Yeah, now they're going to say it's a Hayward throw in. Yeah, when out of bounds will be a Hayward throw in right below us here. Osceola getting it back into play. That shot going out of bounds out of the back end of the goal zone. And it'll be a Osceola goal kick coming up. And it'll be a Hayward throw in on the far side. And now Osceola will throw it in. And a throwing violation. Gives it back over to Hayward. Now when kicked out of bounds, it'll be a Hayward throw in on the far side on the Osceola end. And a few of the Hayward fans wanted a penalty call on that. It was not called. And that went out of bounds. That'll be an Osceola throw in on the far side. And a nice shot on goal. Good save there by Hayward. And their goalie will kick it back in. Goes out of bounds. That'll be an Osceola throw in. And there I told you that the clock wouldn't always be right on, and I forgot to start it. We are 5 minutes, and we just lost the clock. So while they're trying to resurrect that, the game goes on. It was about 5 minutes and it's 6:02 now. They got the clock back. One more adjustment to make on the clock, but it's pretty close. We're within about 10 seconds, so it's right up around 6 minutes now. The clock has been kind of bouncing around a little bit too, so a few things kind of getting ironed out here for the beginning of the season. Clock is pretty much correct now, so we're within a second or two of what the game clock is, just so you're aware. And it'll be a Hayward throw in on the far side. And that one goes right back out of bounds. Hayward will try it again. And nice save there by Osceola. And it'll be an Osceola thrower in right below us. And goalie comes out and grabs that one. And there's going to be a penalty coming up. The officials are conversing out there. And a free kick coming up for the Hayward Hurricanes here with 10:39 on the clock. And stopped nicely by the Chieftains. Good defense there, and they'll send it back into play. Hayward throws it in, controlled by Osceola. Nice save there, collectively there by the Chieftains. Both the goalie and one of the Chieftains getting after that one. Otherwise, that one looked like it could be trouble. And here come the Chiefs. Chance at a breakaway. That goes out of bounds. I believe that'll be an Osceola corner kick coming up. And it is. So the first corner kick of the game will go to Osceola. Clock is at 12:40 officially. There's the kick. And good job there by the Hayward Hurricanes on stopping that one. It was right on. That one goes out of bounds. It looks like that'll be a Hurricane throw in. And just like say a huge shout out to our sponsors. You see their names going across the bottom. And what are they going to call on that one? Looks like it'll be another Osceola corner kick coming up. This time from the other side. And in for the goal. Ryan Coppernell with that goal here at 14:25, and the Chiefs take the lead, 1-0, off that corner kick. Another good opportunity there for the Chiefs, not able to capitalize on it. Ball right in front of the goal. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be an Osceola throw in. So Osceola here with a little momentum going their way. And that one throwing violation. It'll be Hayward ball. And we just lost the clock again. And it's back. And then now it's backed up to 15:04. So I'm going to have to adjust my clock. I think that clock is the official one. So the clock is kind of bouncing around. I'll keep you updated on that. Nice save there by Osceola. They'll send it back in. Kicked out of bounds. That should be Osceola throw-in. It is. 1-0 here in the first half. Osceola scoring at 14:25 off a Ryan Coppernell goal. Coppernell with another chance. That ball just went over the goal. Otherwise, that was another excellent opportunity. She had a nice breakaway there. Just a little bit too much on the kick. Momentum continues to be swinging towards Osceola here, and there's about midway through the half. And another great shot. Great save by the Hayward goalie. As you probably saw, she had it and kind of bobbled it, but able to keep it from going in the goal. Great defense there. A good save there by the goalie. Got away from her, but she was able to dive on it before Hayward could get to it. And went out of bounds. That'll be off of Osceola. It'll be a Hayward throw in right below us. And now an Osceola throw in. Yeah, when it goes out of bounds, will be a Hayward throw in here. Not sure what to tell you on the time. I've got 20:47. The game clock says 20:17, but I know there's been some struggles with that, so we'll kind of go with the fact that we're about halfway through the first half and go with that. Osceola up 1-0 over the Hurricanes off a Ryan Coppernell goal at 14:25. Couple of subs coming in for the Hurricanes. And they're going to adjust the clock before we get going here to 22:49. Good defense there by the Chiefs. Hayward making a move to the goal. Be a Hayward throw in on the far side, though. And it'll be an Osceola throw in. Kenna Sealnack throwing it in here for the Chiefs. And that one knocked out of bounds by Hayward, so it should be an Osceola corner kick coming up. Marissa Cruz getting set up to do the corner kick. And another great save there by Hayward's goalie, as there were several Chieftains trying to poke that ball through, not able to do so. And come up with a great save, sends it back into play. Williamson makes an initial stop, but then Hayward takes over. And Osceola has the throw in on the far side. 27:05 is the official time, clock running. Williamson with a nice defensive move there. But the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throwing on the far side. And that one out of bounds off of Hayward. It'll be an Osceola throw in on the far side here. And we have a collision, no call. And that one could be, they're going to say it was off Hayward. It looks like it's going to be an Osceola goal kick coming up here. Jeske kicking it back into play here for the Chiefs. And Hayward with a shot on goal. Jeske handling that one nicely. And she'll send it back into play here for the Chiefs. Coppernoll girls heading that one down the field. It's going to go out of bounds, and what are they going to call? Going to be another Osceola corner kick. Marissa Cruz getting ready again to kick it into play here for the Chiefs. And another goal by the Chieftains. Are they going to call it? Yep, they did. At 30-28. We'll wait to see who that second goal is scored by. Both goals scored off corner kicks. And at the 30-28 mark, Osceola with a 2-goal lead. That one kicked out of bounds. Lensmeyer throwing it back in for the Chiefs. And Jeske scooping that one back up to get it back into play. I'll have to check with the official scorer on the second goal. Haven't heard that one yet. And Hayward sending in a sub. 2-0 here as we are within about 7 minutes of the end of the first half here with Osceola with a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes in their home opener for the 26 soccer season. Lensmeyer giving chase to that one. Can't quite get to it. It'll be a Hayward throw in. And controlled by the Chieftains. Williamson getting in front of that one. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Hayward throw in again. And Williamson taking it. Down to Lensmeyer. And Hayward back in control. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throw in. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throw in right underneath us. Sealnack throwing it in for the Chiefs. Gets it into Williamson. Hayward taking over. Sealnack with a nice kick there to Williamson. Down to Coppernall. And that one kicked out of bounds wisely by Hayward because Coppernall was closing in on it. Ryland had her eyes on a goal. And that's going to be a corner kick for the Chiefs with 36 at the 36-minute mark. As I said earlier, both of the Osceola goals scored off of corner kicks. And Cruz will get ready to kick that one in. Here's the kick. And another goal. So Osceola showing some power on the corner kicks tonight. At 36-26, they take a 3-0 lead. And Hayward gets things started here again. All three of Osceola's goals scored off of corner kicks tonight. Marissa Cruz doing a good job of placing the ball, and her teammates doing a good job of finishing it off. Lensmeyer, and that one we can have a call here. Could have been an offside call from what it looks like. I didn't see any contact, so I would guess it's an offside call. She's doing a nice job of clearing that one off. It's not over yet, though, as the Hayward Hurricanes aren't giving up easily on that drive. And Lensmeyer bringing it down. I guess she got it over to Meisner. Williamson sending it down now to Lensmeyer. Meisner stepping in. And now Hayward will take over. Under 90 seconds left here in the half, and Osceola with a 3-0 lead over the Hurricanes. And Osceola will throw it in on the far side. Williamson sending it over, now Lensmeyer with it. To get it over to Giebel, but Hayward steps in. That'll be an Osceola throw in here with under 30 seconds left here in the half. And that is the half. So at the end of the first half, Osceola 3, Hayward 0. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation. Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, run.
And we are all back here getting ready to start half number two. First half, very good here for the Chieftains, especially off corner kicks, as they score three times. Rylan Coppernall, Marissa Cruz, and Kaylin Williamson, each getting a goal tonight off of the corner kicks. And we're all set to go here. Hayward will start things off. That kick goes out of bounds. Be an Osceola throw in. And a kick there by Coppernoll. Saved nicely by the Hurricanes. Hayden Coppernoll getting ready to throw that one in. And that'll be an Osceola throw in down deep. Claire Johnson throwing it in for the Chiefs. And that one goes out of bounds. That'll be an Osceola throw in right below us. And that one goes out of bounds on the throw in, so it'll be Hayward throwing coming up. And a hand call there. Marissa Cruz getting ready to kick this one on the free kick. That one goes out of bounds off of Hayward. It'll be an Osceola throw in. Hayden Coppernoll throwing that one in for the Chiefs. And Jesse coming way out on that one to kick it back into play for the Chiefs. Scurrying back into the goal area. And a tripping call coming up. Be a Hayward free kick. And we have a shoe tying coming on here. And that'll be an Osceola throw in. And it goes out of bounds. What's the call going to be? Goal kick here coming up for the Chiefs, so Jeske will send it back into play. And tries to get it over to I believe that was Hayden Coppernall, but goes out of bounds. And it'll be a Hayward throw in. And another Osceola goal kick coming up here. Jeske getting ready to send it back into play. And then kicked out of bounds by the Chiefs. It'll be Hayward throwing coming up again. And we'll try it again here. And that one gets through to Jeske. She'll send it back into play here for the Chiefs. And Jeske with another nice save. That one almost got past her. Took a weird bounce when it got to the goal. She's stuck with it. She'll send it back into play here for the Chiefs. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throw in. Lensmeyer throwing it in, or Hayden Coppernall rather throwing it in. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be an Osceola throw in. Hayden throwing that one in for the Chiefs. Goes out of bounds. It'll be an Osceola throw in. Hayward having a breakaway there, but couldn't capitalize on it. And that one goes out of bounds. That'll be another Osceola throw in coming up. And that one knocked out of bounds by the Hurricanes. And that one goes out of bounds. Should be another Osceola throw in, I believe it is. Hayden getting ready to throw that one in. The official just could not get out of the way of that one. He tried. You don't see that very often, and I'm surprised you don't. He just could not get out of the way of that ball. And Hayward will throw it in on the far side. Just a reminder, the timer you see on the screen is not the official clock, although at this point it's within a second or two maybe of it. That one goes out of bounds, and Aspen will kick it back into play for the Chiefs. Up 3-0 here in the second half. At the 54-minute mark. And that one goes out of bounds off Osceola. It'll be a Hayward throw in deep in Osceola territory. That goes out of bounds. And it'll be an Osceola throw in, or goal kick. Rylan Coppernoll, Marissa Cruz, Kaylin Williamson, each with goals tonight off of Osceola corner kicks. And that's what the scoring is at now. That one goes out of bounds, and Aspen Jeske will kick her back into play here for the Chiefs. The girls will be at Barron on Thursday night for a contest, then back here next Thursday for a contest against Altoona, home contest. Then they'll be traveling up to Ashton on the 13th. Ashland, I should say. And then the 16th is when they will be coming back for their second conference game of the season. Altoona will be their first conference game. And then St. Croix Central, both of those games on their home pitch. And Jeske kicking that one back into play. That one kicked out of bounds. It should be an Ashland throw, and it is on the far side. And we have a player down. So stoppage of the clock. And we'll be back.
My career journey started at Northwood Technical College. I'm a business management graduate, and I'm proud of my education here. I transferred to a four-year college where I earned a bachelor's in management, then went on to law school. I'm now an attorney and chief operating officer of a sovereign nation wealth fund. I work remotely across the country providing business resources for 2 tribes. I chose to start my education at Northwood Tech because I could earn credits towards my bachelor's. All associated
And Coppernoll taking a shot at the goal, but it goes out of bounds. That'll be a Hayward goal kick coming up here. And they're going to call a tripping call there. That'll be an Osceola free kick coming up on the far side, I believe. And we have another player down. He hasn't stopped the clock yet. Oh, it looks like it's just a shoe tying. So an Osceola free kick coming up. Marissa Cruz getting ready to kick it into play here for the Chiefs. And they're going to say that's a Hayward throw in. Both girls were sure it was off the other person. And they're both probably right. And Hayward sending in a sub. Good defense there by the Chiefs. Finishing off with an Allison or Aspenjeski save. That one goes out of bounds. And I believe that'll be an Osceola goal kick coming up. 3-0 here at the 63rd minute mark. Osceola's home opener on their home pitch. Another great save there by Jeski. And we have a player down. Looks like a Chieftain down. They have not stopped the clock yet. But they're waving people in, so I'm assuming they will stop the clock. Oh, they did stop it. It's 63:08. Looks like they're attending to Lexi Geyer. And she's up now and walking off on her own, which is always a good sign. She's going to have to come out at least for a short period of time since they stopped play here at the 63:08 mark. Osceola up 3-0 here. Goals by Rylan Coppernoll, Marissa Cruz, and Kaylin Williamson is where we're at. All three of those goals in the first half. And coming off of Osceola corner kicks. And Aspen Jeski getting ready to get us going here again with a goal kick by the Chiefs as we are underway here in the second half. Jessica getting it over to Hayden Coppernall, who is tripped. No call made. And Jessica coming out to get that one. And she'll try this one again. This time opting to just kick it in there. Last time tried to toss it over to Coppernall. That didn't work out well for the Chiefs. And Hayward with the throw in. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Osceola or Hayward throw in here again. And that one goes out of bounds. That'll be an Osceola throw in. Coppernall getting ready to throw that in for the Chiefs. Claire Johnson trying to penetrate the Hayward defense, and they end up kicking it out of bounds. It'll be an Osceola throw in. Deep in Hayward territory. Coppernall getting it in. Kaylin Williamson trying to get a shot off, not able to do so. Rylan Coppernall with a nice centering pass. Getting it over to, I believe that was Claire Johnson that was right in front of the goal, but Hayward's goalie making a nice save there. Great pass, though, by Coppernall. Great centering pass. Another missed opportunity for an Osceola score, but it was a good play. And that'll be an Osceola throw in deep in Hayward territory again. And Osceola with good defense there, and Osceola throw in coming up. Not sure, I believe that was Claire Johnson on the defense down there to eventually get the ball out of bounds and get it back into Osceola hands. And that one goes out of bounds off Osceola. It'll be a Hayward throw in deep in Osceola territory. And Osceola throw in coming up. It was snagged by Jeske, and it'll be an Osceola goal kick coming up. Cruz getting it to Coppernall, over to Williamson. Over onto the far side. It's an Osceola throw in on the far side. And Hayward with control of it, bringing it down the field. Good defense there by the Chiefs. Not over yet. There it is. Jeske finally getting a handle on it. And Coppernall with it. Sends it down deep into the zone. And they're going to say she was out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throw in right in front of us. And Osceola throw-in coming in. Hayward sending in a couple of subs. And I believe that'll be the first. Oh, they're going to say it was out of off of Hayward. I was going to say that may have been the first Hayward corner kick of the night, but I'm going to say it was off of Hayward through the goal box. So Aspen Jeske will send it back into play here for the Chiefs. And Jeske snags it, sends it back into play here for the Chiefs. And Coppernall giving chase. Down in the corner, centering pass. She had to believe that was Miesner in front of the goal, but not able to handle the pass from Coppernall. And Hayward sends it down. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hayward throw in. Inside of 10 minutes left in this one, Osceola holding on to a 3-0 lead that they took in the first half. Off 3 goals by Coppernall, Cruz, and Williamson for the 3-0 lead. And one goal out of bounds. And that'll be an Osceola goal kick coming up. So Aspen Jeske will send it back into play here for the Chiefs. And Osceola throw in on the far side. Inside of 7 minutes to go here. And an Osceola goal kick coming up again. Just a reminder, the girls will be at Barron on Tuesday night, or Thursday night rather. And then next Thursday they will have a home game here, their conference opener against Altoona. Then they'll be back on the road on Tuesday the 13th to Ashland. And then back home on the 16th for a home game, their second conference game against St. Croix Central. So that's their next few games here coming up. And they're going to say that one's off Osceola. It'll be a Hayward throw in here. Under 5 minutes to go. And Jeske hoping for a shutout here to start the season off. And an Osceola free kick coming up. I believe there's a hands call on that. That one goes out of bounds. Will be another Osceola goal kick. The clock, the timer is off a little bit. It's just now turning over to the 77 minutes. There, that's a little bit closer. Its official clock is at 77:30, so under 3 minutes to go here. Looks like Osceola, unless something really crazy happens, is going to come home with an opening win here in the first match of the season. And that shot goes just wide of the goal. Under 2 minutes to go here. And that one kicked out of bounds. That will be Hayward's first corner kick of the night. Osceola scoring all 3 of their goals off corner kicks in the first half, courtesy of Rylan Coppernoll, Marissa Cruz, and Kaylin Williamson. And Jeske with a great save. That one was almost into the goal. Less than a minute to go now, and the Chiefs with a 3-0 lead over the Hurricanes from Hayward. Hey, if you're watching from Hayward, by the way, welcome to Osceola. I should have said that earlier. Glad that you could join us. Love that area up there. Hayward is a beautiful area. Of course, not bad here either. But enjoyed several times up there camping and other activities. Under 30 seconds to go here. Osceola 3-0 over the Hurricanes. And that is the final here. So at the end of 80 minutes of play, Osceola 3, Hayward 0. Osceola again scoring in the first half off of 3 corner kicks by Rylan Coppernoll, Marissa Cruz, and Kaylin Williamson. The girls will be traveling to Barron on Thursday night, and then next Thursday be back here for the first conference game against the Altoona Railroaders. Next Tuesday they'll be traveling to Ashland on the 13th, and then on the 16th they'll be back here for a home game against the St. Croix Central Panthers. So final score here, Osceola 3 and Hayward 0. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you again, sponsors, for your support, and we will see you all back here for soccer on the 9th. Thanks for watching.